Welcome. This is video tutorial number 8 for the Power Debt Plan spreadsheet. My name is Jeffrey Smith. In this tutorial I want to build on what I described in video tutorial number 7, the advanced concept for using proper leverage to pay down your debt. In that video tutorial we assumed that you could borrow about $28,000 on a home equity line of credit to buy a rental property which could generate $338 of positive cash flow. Then you could add the net difference to the Power Extra payment. So the home equity line of credit looked like $28,000, 6% interest, amortized over 360 payments. Now, what I didn't indicate in that previous video was you have a second mortgage HELOC behind a first mortgage on your residence. You also have a first mortgage on your rental property. So let's add those values in and see how that affects the Power Debt Plan. Okay, we're back from that optimize, and this is how we ended the previous video tutorial. Now let's add the first position mortgage on the rental property, and that was for approximately $112,032 at 4.43% with a monthly debt service of $563. And now let's add the first mortgage on your residence. And let's say that's at about, well, we'll just pick a number here. How about $150,000? And it's a 6% interest, amortized over 30 years. This is a mortgage that you're already paying. Now I will optimize and pause the video, and we'll come back after it's done. Okay, we're back, and that optimize took about 12 minutes. Now, as we can see here, the optimal paydown path shows paying off the medical bills first, and the power periods are about 50 payments to pay that off. And then the car loan becomes top priority, and there'll be another 3.5 payments remaining on that loan. And then once that's paid off, the credit card, MasterCard, 10.5 payments remaining, and then after that's paid off, the Visa will have 13 payments remaining, and then when that's paid off, the HELOC will have almost 18 payments remaining, and when that's paid off, your residence will have about 65 payments remaining, and then the rental property will have about 28.5 payments remaining. Overall, 15.69 years to pay off all of this. Now, I want to take a look here at the fact that this residence mortgage, $899, this is what you were already paying on your residence. So you're not having to dig into your pocket for any more money. We've just put that debt account into the spreadsheet to account for it. Now, the first mortgage on the rental property, $563, that money is also not coming out of your pocket. The tenant is paying that, in addition to the $338 of net positive cash flow from the property, which we've distributed as $168 for your HELOC on your residence and another $170 as the Power Extra payment for the software to distribute over the other debt accounts to determine the optimal paydown path. Now, some folks who are financially illiterate may wonder, well, why not just take the $28,000 HELOC and pay off the medical bills for $28,000? After all, that's a big payment, $505, and the HELOC is only $168. Wouldn't that be a wise thing to do? Well, no, it's not, because the HELOC is being paid by the tenant of the rental property. This $168 is not your money, it's the money from the tenant. The $338 is now being distributed to pay back the HELOC and also to pay down the other debt. If you simply paid off the medical bills and substituted the HELOC for this debt account and did not buy a rental property with that HELOC, at the end of about 7.25 years, you would have the accounts paid off, but you would not have a rental property. In this scenario, after 7.9 years, you would have your HELOC paid off, your credit cards paid off, your car loan, and your medical bills, and you would still have the rental property with a net positive cash flow of $338. So this is the difference between wealthy people and non-wealthy people. Wealthy people have more passive income than they have expenses. That's the definition of being wealthy. It's different from being rich, from having a huge bank account. Wealth is defined in terms of time, the time that you can survive with your expenses with passive income. So if you have more passive income than expenses, you are wealthy. You don't have to work for a living because you have the passive income, the cash flowing assets that cover your liabilities. This has been Power Debt Plan Spreadsheet video tutorial number 8. My name is Jeffrey Smith, and thank you for your support.